The Supreme Court today served an ultimatum to Ananda Krishnan, owner and controller of the Maxis Group, ordering him to be present before Indian courts for investigation in the Aircel-Maxis case. Now, the Apex Court has warned that Aircel could be stripped of the 2G spectrum allocated to it if Krishnan continued to evade summons. Ashok Bagriya, who was tracking the case, is here with the details. Ashok, looks like the court has run out of patience with Aircel promoters now.
Well, yes, in fact, the Supreme Court going all the way out when it said that the spectrum, Aircel spectrum, shall be seized and transferred to some other provider if the promoter and controller company of the owner and the owner, that is Ananda Krishnan, does not appear in the court within 2 weeks. So there are two things that the ultimatum has been given by the Supreme Court to the Maxis controller, promoter, to appear before the Indian court within 2 weeks' time. The court has said this order shall be published in 2 Malaysian newspapers so that the owner of Maxis gets to know of the Supreme Court order. Besides that, the Supreme Court has also directed the Department of Telecommunication to ensure that once the spectrum, Aircel spectrum is taken over, there should be no inconvenience to the subscriber, and that spectrum can be allocated to some other service provider.
All right, Ashok, thanks for breaking that up for us. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court ultimatum to Maxis Group that Aircel could be stripped of its 2G spectrum would, however, not have an adverse impact on the proposed Aircel-Arcom merger. Sources in the Anil Ambani-led Arcom Group clarified that the Supreme Court order to the Department of Telecom only pertains to Aircel's 2G administered spectrum and does not necessarily cover Aircel's 3G or 4G spectrum. Moreover, sources also say that since the proposed deal between Aircel and Reliance Communications is a merger, there is no transfer of assets or sale of spectrum involved in the deal, and thereby the deal will not be affected. We are yet to get the exact copy of that letter, but for now, looks like there may not be as much of an impact on the deal.